All right. I think this is one of the rare instances where I'm going to keep Project Belgium in orange because it's a bit easier to see. But we've got more nomad action between these guys. If you saw game number 1, the players' town centers were right next to each other. This is, however, very similar in that they're close, but it's not, they're not on the same screen anymore. We've got Project Belgium playing as the Hindustanis, and then you've got Yo playing as the Vietnamese. I love the fact we're seeing Vietnamese picked here. I don't think that the Vietnamese are the best nomads they've ever by any means, but that bonus where they can see where their opponent's town center is does come in clutch. You've got Yo starting off the game with the dock over here. You've got Belgium docking in the north as well. And Belgium signals his TC and says, "This is me, signal your TC." That's what XU means. And this is just classic Belgium. Obviously, Belgium knows that Yo's going to find out where that TC is anyways. So he's like, "Hey, I showed you. You show me." And Yo maybe not getting the joke exactly. But maybe he does get the joke. Yo says, "Hey, your TC is going to show anyways. I'm not showing you mine. There's money on the line here, buddy." So yeah, of course, the TC will complete for Belgium. You look at Yo's point of view, and then Yo knows that Belgium was telling the truth. So yeah, like, you should not tell someone where your town center is just to be a good sport in the first place, but certainly not if you're already going to know where it is. That's one of your bonuses here. All right, so Hindustanis were given a slight nerf. That's what I would consider it anyways, the most recent patch. I still think the Civ is bonkers. Now, the Gulam unique unit, that's one thing that I haven't seen tested yet because they lost HP, if I'm not wrong. Also, the Civ lost access to Halberdier. But at the start, they have very cheap villagers, right? It's, I think, 45 food to create villagers in Dark Age, and then it goes to 40 and 35 throughout the game. So it's a bit easier to get your economy rolling with this Civ. Another game where Project Belgium's town center went up right away, but it's not on the easiest chunk of woodline to collect. Like, this would probably have been better. Belgium probably didn't know about some of this stuff until more scouting had come in, because TCing almost right away on a woodline is kind of the meta for the high level. Existential Detectives, what up? Is there a website showing ranked based on specific maps? You mean, like, is there a website showing which players have which rank on certain maps? No. Because the ELO system is the ELO system and there's not specific ladders. I'm sure you could search for data on that, and there might be like a couple like Google Docs out there, but nothing like you're suggesting, to my knowledge anyways. Like, for example, Project Belgium and Yo, they don't play Nomad a lot in ranked. But I would still consider them top 5 when it comes to Nomad stuff, right? Hello, Harry. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, I mean, what you could do is you could go to aoenexus.com. It's a really cool website for your own games, too. If you're wondering what your strengths and what your weaknesses are, aoenexus.com can give you some extra details on your profile. And there it will show win rates on maps and with civilizations. But again, it's a bit tricky, right? Because it's like, of the 1,000 games Yo has played over this year, actually, it's probably, let's just say the last 4 months, because he plays a lot, maybe only like 15 of those were ranked 1v1s on Nomad. All right, so pay attention to the sheep scouting on the shorelines. Project Belgium's looking for a dock. And if you lose your sheep, you know that's where the dock villager is. But hasn't seen anything yet. Yo obviously knows where the TC is. And Yo's doing a similar thing. He, too, is looking for that dock. Now, the strategy that some people will do is they'll use their fishing ship to look for that dock. So I'll be curious to see if either player does that. They normally only do that when they're on the way to feudal age. And that's also an indicator that they're going to control water in most cases. Yeah, John, right. Doubt is probably the best Nile. Actually, no. Running is the best Nile Delta player in the world. Because Running and Doubt are the only two. I think Viper also played it. I think Viper played like one game, but when it was in the map pool, there weren't many high-level players that played. I cast that amazing Nile Delta game between Doubt and Running, which Doubt ended up losing. I think Viper also played, but I don't remember. I didn't cast that one. Whoa, look at this. No loom boar lore from the other side of the wood line from downtown. And, well, I imagine Yo's going to have to use the house trick, possibly. Did use the goat there to separate the villager and the boar. And, wow, okay, good judgment here, Yo. Didn't even need to get fancy. Belgium's brought in quite a few boars already. And there goes Yo, and Yo's going to kill that boar like it's nothing underneath the TC. Belgium is almost always going to prioritize water. Like, he's not a player who will not. On Nomad, you should prioritize water in some way, shape, or form. Only thing that hurt for Belgium was that 5 seconds of TC idle time. But that's not a big deal for him. Let's see. Okay, so this is going to benefit Belgium if he wants to go for water control. Yep, he's sending a couple villagers to gold. He's got wood. So all of his villagers are on wood and gold, and then he's got the food from the fish. There he drops his dock. Ooh, where's Yo's Ville? Okay, so Yo will see the new dock now from Belgium. This is the worst possible spot to have your fish if you're later to feudal age. Now he's scouting with one of these fishing ships. Like, wait a second, what's happening? And he's probably going to be thinking, not again. This is exactly what happened in the previous game. Also, I think Project Belgium saw that villager. Project Belgium was looking for it. Yo, thinking about what to do here. In the previous game, Yo just docked right next to it and sent demos in after the fish. Now he's got one dock. And he's adding the barracks already. Okay, so Yo and Belgium, at least from what we've seen in the game so far, they have slightly different outlooks. It feels like Project Belgium's build order to get to feudal age to control water is sick. Yo, Boston Spartan, I hope you don't get COVID. Glad you could work from home, though. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the stars today and the other day as well. Yo, now coming over here with another Ville. Emily, it's like, I think technically speaking, with a close deep fish, 3 fishing ships is enough to maintain TC production. But 4 definitely does. Because at this stage, you might be traveling a little bit further. Because it brings back 15 food a pop. So with 3 making a trip, that brings back 45, which, unless you're Hindustanis with cheaper villagers, that's not quite enough. But 4 brings back 60 a trip, and that tends to feel good at this stage of the game. Belgium with another dock, side dock. This is a little protection pocket for the fishing ships. And Yo is making an archer range here, which Project Belgium will actually be able to see. Belgium's trying to wall up. Let's see, will Belgium have other ways to get gold? Oh, yes, I'm excited. I say yes because I'm excited because the answer is no. Sorry, that probably sounded confusing, but this can happen sometimes. So Belgium wants to kill all the fishing ships, and there goes Yo. Yo is probably going to lose all these, but Noah's going to go all in, and Project Belgium, he's acting like he's seen this. I think he's just going to collect as much gold as he can before those archers arrive. Yeah, and the barracks had come up, and now there's an archer range, which will likely be for skirm defense. Now, you can't wall on water. You can do what I call dock block. Like, if this was a little bit closer to the edge of the map, you could drop a dock there and block it off. But there's no water quick walling, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, so there's a lot of water down here, which is kind of trapped Belgium. I guess Belgium could go for this gold. Maybe what you do in Belgium's position, as this villager's still being chased, is you, actually, you could just go to stone, right? You're Hindustanis and you want a castle anyways. You could maybe drop a bunch of defensive towers, try and sell stone for gold. I don't know. But, like, Yo is really putting on the aggression here. Tries to escape with that villager. Project Belgium with some houses. Blocks the villager. This villager might actually survive if the villager can wall himself in here. Because the tower's about to go up. This is funny. He's like, come on, guys. Build faster. Build faster. What are you doing, Jim? Yeah, the villager's going to be right there. That's annoying. Okay. Wow, Belgium's going to try and get to Castle Age here. This is so greedy. But maybe it's the play. Belgium has the resources to go Castle Age. Got just enough gold from that gold mine. That's such a big deal. That patience there from Belgium was awesome. Like, I would have left my gold right when I saw the archery range. And now we're going to see Belgium just go over to this gold. Now, what's important to note is that he's not mining stone like he's going to drop a castle. And he only has 3 skirmishers with no upgrades. So this is maximum greed. He cannot afford fletching until he gets a little bit more gold. I kind of like this, though. That 1 on stone is just giving him enough to make another tower if he ever needs to. And then the fletching upgrade will come in, you'd think, in a moment once these villagers drop off the gold. Meanwhile, we should update on water. Yo is really trying to kill fishing ships because he knows that that's such a big, big deal right now. Also, Yo saved these fishing ships. He looped the whole way down here. Oh, man. Belgium's got all this navy looping back to the north, and that's so ineffective right now. Look at this. Sucks when you've got 3 fire galleys and open so offensively. And yet you're losing your fishing ships anyways. A tower will go up for Belgium, who continues to be very patient. Fletching came in at the perfect time. Actually kills a villager there. Yo will garrison and not lose another one. But Yo is not clicked up to the next stage. He cannot keep his opponent off of gold. He's bringing in a boar now. I mean, he's got plenty of food, it looks like. He's got berries. He's got deer. But Yo needs Castle Age. And Project Belgium's just at the limit. I imagine it's going to be Siege here. That would make the most sense. Siege Workshop would be perfect play. Obviously, still can play into water, but I don't think the resources are really there to upgrade ships right now. Is currently waiting until this gets shot down, so that's nice. Yo is actually making a tower within the range of the opponent's tower, but that's intentional. Yo wants to put these 5 archers into that tower. You can fit a max of 5. And he just wants to shoot this down. Anything to keep Project Belgium in this little gap he's stuck in. And, ooh, the plays from Belgium with the quick walls. And all of those villagers go down. That's sick. Also, this tower can now be battered down by villagers. That should be no problem. Yo still has not clicked up to the next stage. There's the Siege Workshop from Project Belgium. And Project Belgium is so sneaky with all these little walls. Like, the way I would describe his play so far, especially for those of you that saw the previous game, is he's clutch. He's clutch. The timing on everything's perfect. The early feudal age timing was perfect. The timing on the houses, when he left the gold, all those things have felt near perfect, let's just say. Belgium is on the way to Castle Age, though, and he's going to make another tower right next to this tower. What? Well, the thing is, Belgium is currently out of stone, so he cannot repair this anymore. However, Belgium could probably make his way back to this gold, and Belgium now has Cav Archers counterattacking. So Yo needs to somehow get away. Yo has no army to deal with that at the moment. And there's also no guarantee that Yo's towers stay up if there's siege as well. So here comes Belgium. Belgium's looking. He's wondering where the villagers are right now. These villagers are just hoping they're not going to be found. Yo's killing another fishing ship. Okay, Belgium. He's got to be thinking, hold on a second. There's so many buildings that you should have villagers next to. Like, where did these villagers go? It was not on stone anymore because he had to leave it. And here he's losing his tower now. He also could lose his archer range. But in the end, he still has Project Belgium kind of smushed in here. And he does have 5 fishing ships working. Now, that gets a lot less efficient now. He's going to need another dock for that to look good. And he might not even focus on water much to begin with. But, well, sure. I'm not going to answer Shravamsha's question in chat if Shravamsha is muted. But maybe somebody could just clarify that and just reply to him. This is very much live. It's 50 population for both right now. First thing Yo does is drops a TC here, and this is because he knows those Cav Archers are around. And that TC will actually complete for Yo. He's researching Bodcanero, which will affect his archers and his towers. He, okay, don't say it's from 2010. Don't troll. Don't troll the poor guy. He's probably trying to watch it work right now. The archers come in. Still no crossbow. Crossbow and upgrade is expensive. And there's 5 of them, so you have to think, like, do you really want... I guess you might not even have an archer range to be able to get the upgrade if things continue. Look at that. Knight goes in to kill the siege, but Project Belgium kills the knight and repairs the mangonel. That's perfect. I still don't mind Yo's position, though, economically. I think with 2 town centers and access to all of his resources right now, this is actually going to be pretty good. And he does kill a villager there. I guess, like, siege cav archer potential is greater, right? You could just completely wreck Yo over the next couple minutes if Yo doesn't have fortifications. But Yo is going to go for a TC here, and I'd love to see a siege workshop somewhere from him. I was not expecting it to go there. I feel like this is good because, well, I guess it depends where Project Belgium pushes, to be honest. This is certainly to take a lot of initiative. Cavalry archers need bloodlines before I'm really excited about them, but they still have more attack than the archers. I don't think bloodlines will come in. But as I say that, we see stables, so maybe we will, and we'll probably see some monks to heal up these cav archers as well. And again, this could start to get out of hand really fast, but Yo should have the eco lead. This TC is something that Project Belgium wasn't aware of, and Project Belgium loses 2 cav archers. And kind of finds out the hard way that Yo is booming a little bit. And so now says, and it's probably the right play as well because of how much food is there. Project Belgium says, let's get my own TC up. Okay. It's going to take time for Project Belgium to really mass this up. You know, like, again, you need upgrades. You probably need more than just 7 cav archers. The monks might need to heal before you move forward. Just a lot of small things that are going to take some time here. And that time is what Yo is using to build up towards a castle here. This is amazing, though. Still taking boars at 30 minutes. Killed that villager as well with the archers and skirmishers. I like this siege position now. Because I thought that this would be the vulnerable area, but maybe it will be. Belgium just says, well, screw that. And I think Yo is realizing now. Wouldn't surprise me if Yo makes a second siege workshop. A second siege workshop would be something that, like, someone like MBL would probably do. Okay, here come the knights. Sneaky, sneaky. Trying to pick off reinforcements. Massive shots, though. And the monk's also going to go down. Oh, my God. This is falling apart for Belgium. Should get a conversion here, unless he's really unlucky. Like, he... Okay. Yeah, he gets a conversion, but he still loses the monks. Yo's monastery is so weird. It's just such a weird position for it. Such an awkward hill. You need to lock down this hill, Yo. Yo gets the shot. It's uphill, so even though it's a direct hit, it won't get the kill. But now they're weak. And Yo saving himself, perhaps, with another big shot. Dang. Can he take stone anywhere? Okay, so this is his only stone. If he gets desperate enough, he might buy the castle. But I think Project Belgium's just going to back away so he can take his time now. Okay, we have a siege elephant, or an armored elephant for Project Belgium. Maybe he wants to go for the siege workshop here. We do have Yo buying the stone. Also, Yo's like, oh, eco upgrade check. Let's get the wood, farm, gold, stone, and wheelbarrow upgrade. All the upgrades at once. I don't see when Bloodlines came in, but I think Bloodlines came in recently for Belgium. So his Cav Archers are definitely going to pack more of a punch. And he's going to add more ranges. But to me, it kind of feels like he needs to get that mass going to stop a castle. And the castle's going to go up on his face. And Yo is so bold. I would go for the defensive castle every single time. And I don't think that this is a bad castle, but it does leave you up. Like, it does give opportunities for Belgium to push on this hill. I guess Belgium doesn't have siege on the hill anymore, though, and that would take a lot of time. Oh, man. And how are you going to keep all your buildings alive if this castle's up? I don't really think you do. I don't think one armored elephant would be enough there. Okay, Belgium, send the Vils. It seems risky once you see the siege, but I kind of think that's what you have to do. Oh, God. No, never mind. Just waiting for the villagers to run over there and try and castle drop that hill. That is the wheelbarrow TC. And everything's going to shift over to the left side. Good news for Belgium is his eco's not awful. He's on 3 TCs, and his villagers are also very cheap. He finally kills this ranged army, but I don't think Yo is going to be too concerned about this army at all. And, oh, that could be 2 monks killed! Boom! One man blocked for the other. Yeah, good work there from Yo. If he gets the next monk, I think he'll be happy. In the end, it looks like the mangonel is going to go down. That's a fairly even trade. Yeah, Bree, I was just talking about it. I have not seen the Gulams used yet. I have not seen them in a competitive situation. Belgium is going to try and castle drop this hill, by the way. He realizes he's behind. You could take it late game, but if you take it late game, you're probably going to die because Yo's got such good control on you. So he's going to wait for a big mangonel shot and then drop the castle. But yeah, back to Bree's question about the Gulams. I think they did an appropriate nerf with the Gulams. I really do. Now, this is before seeing it, but I think that taking away some HP was fine. I'm not a fan of maybe some other aspects of their nerfs, but I think they nerfed the Hindustanis better than they did the Gujaras. Monks going for conversions, big moment in the game. The rats and archers are notoriously great against other archers, and Yo's timing on everything this game has looked so good. But is it going to be good here? Both players using their archers against the siege at the moment. Both players are going to get it. And with that, that's going to be the GG call. Belgium knows this castle will not complete. So even though Yo didn't drop the castle that I was thinking he would drop initially, this castle was just perfect. I mean, think about what I said, right? Like, if you build this castle in the first place, you're probably fine. I mean, you are fine. You maintain your eco lead. You start to make rats and archers. Life is exciting. Woo. But what you don't do is you don't really apply pressure to your opponent. And Yo wasn't really making a lot of offensive army in the castle age. Right? Like, his opponent was going cav archers, siege, monks, things that can kill. He had leftover feudal army, some siege and some monks. So I think in his mind, he wanted something that would, you know, really pack a punch and be aggressive. And it wasn't risky for him in the end to place this castle because he was able to defend so nicely here. Now, if he wouldn't have got the trades he did with his siege, then it's a different story. And then maybe Project Belgium was able to get a castle up here well before this one could ever come up. But that was a really good game. And at least for this Play All 7 show match, the score is 1-1 right now. Nice to see the Vietnamese in use there. 2 straight games, though, where the fishing ships are right next to each other at the start, which is interesting. There's the eco for you. More wood, more food, and more stone for Yo. Project Belgium had a little bit more gold, but that's not really that important. And didn't see many kills in that game with 43 to 35 KD, but still was competitive and was close.